The Allegory of the Cave by Plato. Imagine 3 prisoners living in an underground cave. They have been there their whole lives. Their necks and legs are chained, allowing them to look only ahead at the wall in front of them. Behind them there is a fire, and between the prisoners and the fire there is a raised platform. A wall is built on one side of the platform, obscuring anyone who walks behind it. Behind the wall, guards move back and forth, holding above their heads various shadow puppets. The puppets are in the shapes of people, creatures, and scenery. Further, as the guards move, they talk and make sounds appropriate to each puppet. The prisoners can only ever see the shadows of the puppets, which the fire throws on the wall of the cave, and the cave wall echoes the sounds made by the guards back at the prisoners, so that it seems that the shadows are making the noises themselves. With the illusion so complete, the prisoners give each of the shadows names, thinking that the shadows and the echoes are real people, creatures, and scenery. Imagine one day that one of the prisoners is released. She is forced to turn around and look directly at the puppets behind her. It is likely that her eyes will be dazzled, and she will try to shield them from the bright light. Initially then, she will prefer to continue to look at the cave wall, as she will find it painful to look directly at the fire behind her. Imagine then that she is dragged up a steep and rugged tunnel, out of the cave, and into the light of the sun. Even if she has become used to gazing at the fire, the sun will be so bright as to be blinding. It will take some time before she is able to see anything at all, and then it will only be dark shadows and reflections in murky water. Eventually she will be able to gaze at the night sky, at the moon and the stars in the heavens, and finally she will be able to look toward the sun itself. She will be able to conclude that it is the sun that gives light to all that she sees on earth, and without it she wouldn't be able to see anything. In her newfound freedom she will rejoice in the knowledge she has gained, and will prefer the light of the world to the shadows in the cave. Any achievements made and honours given by the prisoners in the cave will seem worthless to her now. But imagine that she does decide to descend to her old home, in order to try and enlighten her friends. Having become so used to the bright light above, she won't be able to see as well as her fellows. She will no longer be as good as they are at recognizing the shadows on the wall and predicting their movements. There will be many jokes about the one who went on a visit to the sun and lost her eyes. To them, her talk of the overground world will seem meaningless, and given that they know that going to such a place will make you unable to see and function in their world, they will consider it a dangerous place. Indeed, if she were to try and set any of them free to join her, they would violently resist. Now the cave corresponds to our world of sight, the fire to our sun. The way out of the cave is the way to knowledge, and in the world of knowledge the idea of good is last seen, and with difficulty. But when it is seen, one will conclude that it is the source of all that is good and right, the illuminator of all that is good in this world, and all that is true in the world of knowledge. At least, that's what Plato thought.